Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's up, my neighbors? Why am I having... See, I didn't even do my usual whatever. Good afternoon, my neighbors. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are good. Yeah. So yeah, this is actually, it's a Maeve appreciation post. So late, yeah. Like, who's even thinking about Westworld? It doesn't matter. She is important to me. So... You know, from the moment I watched Westworld season 1, I fell in love with Maeve. Yeah, I think that was in season 1. It was in season 1 when she was all hurt, right? And she was at the end, and then she was on the bed, and God, okay. I know this is like a Maeve appreciation post. So I'm gonna tell you what I love about Westworld first. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Now, I was late. I watched Westworld late. Last year, sometime. Or, yeah. Last year, I think. That's when I watched season 1. And it's because I'm always skeptical about new shows, you know? Or trying new shows. You know, for somebody who believes in Jesus, right? Very skeptical, bro. Like my best friend is always suggesting stuff to watch, and I'm always just reluctant. Like, I probably won't like it. You know. And every time I actually just indulge, and I'm like, oh, let me just try. All the time, I always like it. It's like I never learned, you know. Anyway, yeah. So, Westworld. So anyway, I'm Christian, right? So I love the Christian stories, and especially the sci-fi stuff, the paranormal stuff, right? Yeah, the angels and all that stuff. Love that stuff, right? So there's a story about what happened, like what happened, you know, with Lucifer and all that stuff, like the fallen angels. No, not Lucifer, the fallen angels and all that stuff. So the way the show is set up, it's like Anthony Hopkins is God. Bernard. How does Maeve call him? Bernard. Bernard. Or does she say Bernard? I don't know. Whatever. What she says. How Maeve calls him. He's Jesus. He is Jesus. So cool. So he would stand for Jesus. And then, so the guests would be the fallen angels. And then the hosts would be us, the humans. You know what I mean? So it's like, so in fact, Maeve would be a human going through, like, who awakens, basically. Maeve and, all those guys who gained self-awareness. Like Dolores, obviously, and like all those guys, right? They're like the humans, so they gain self-awareness, and so they're aware of, you know, the gods, you know, and all that stuff. And so that's how I was watching Westworld, and it was so amazing. I mean, first of all, the show by itself is amazing. It's dope. It's actually dope. It's really, really dope. I remember I didn't know how I felt about the what is it called? I don't talk about movies too much. Like, I don't know the movie terminology. Like the what? How they did, like, the episodes. You know, it's kind of like where they're showing you the end, and then, like, then you catch up to the end. Like, then they take you back to the beginning to show you how, you know, kind of like that. So it's like, I was how they did it. At first, like, I didn't get it, but then I appreciated it once it was done. I was like, that was actually brilliant. It was really, I mean, in the beginning it was hard to follow. It was one of the things I struggled with. But it was an interesting enough story. So I stayed the course. And I'm so happy I did. So dope. Back to Maeve. So the hosts are humans, right? Maeve is the one I relate with so damn much. So I appreciated the little bit of that act of affection that Anthony Hopkins, what's his character's name again? For that he showed her when she was on the bed and she was all opened up, and then he told her to fight, and then she started to reprogram her code. Yeah, that's when I fell in love, and I was like, okay, so when you're done with Westworld, come find me, girl. So anyway, yeah, it was like, so I loved that because that's kind of like how I'm approaching reality. It's crazy, but I'm serious, yeah. So I'm very interested in my internal and how I work. I'm interested in if it's possible for me to change anything I want about myself. Because I can learn how the world works and see the people who are making it, right? Who are getting the results I want. And find out what it is they have that I don't. And adopt that and add that as a plugin. So going to the App Store. Let me tell you, I love to watch people. So I love interesting people, but I love all people. Obviously, interesting people are gonna, people who have a lot, who let themselves do a lot of stuff, do all the things they want, they have a lot going on. And they're obviously more interesting than people who are just chilling. Although the people who are just chilling also have an interesting story to tell. It's very interesting. So from people watching, why did I mention people watching? I just forgot what I wanted to say. What had I been talking about? Yeah, that happens. So I just want to conclude the video. I'm going to listen back and then remember what I was doing and then conclude. Yes. So from watching people, right? I've been able to see, some of those traits that I like. So I've been able to see what other people have that I don't. I mean, everybody can. But in an analytical way. To try to see, okay, that's a cool thing. Actually, the things that I admire, in other people that I don't have, that I would like to have, I go inside and I check with the code if it's possible for me to manifest that, to develop that attribute within my build. And I love that I'm finding it's possible, dude. So lately I feel like nothing is impossible. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. So crazy. And I just feel like I'm late to the party, but then I also know that I'm right on time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right on time. So anyway, yeah, man, that's the conclusion. I love Maeve because she inspires me in that regard, Ooh! When she developed psychic abilities, yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here. I am out here in these streets, dude. I'm out here. And, yeah, dude. One day I'm gonna YouTube. I'm gonna shoot a video on YouTube just levitating. And I'll be like, yeah, man, I found inner peace. I mean, more of it, because I already have inner peace shit. So now I'm just waiting to levitate and glow and things like that. That's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But hey, man. Hey, actually, these are the things that make life interesting for me. They make it so fun. So it's there's really no time to be down in the dumps. Yeah, there's no time to be down in the dumps. Because oh, and actually, you know what's funny? This is the last thing I'm going to say. I actually talk to God about this stuff. I'll be like, yo, look at what Maeve is doing. Somebody actually thought about a being being able to do that. So it's like, what about me? You know, because you go to meet God in your mind, and in your mind anything is possible. So it's like you can have any conversation and bring up. The mind is such a gift. Like you can literally build any structure in there and just do with it whatever you want. So I just include God in that conversation. And then I dare to try what I do inside there with Him out in the physical. And a lot of it works. So that's beautiful. That's why I love God, eh? Just from the internal stuff. And then when it actually happens and materializes and just the conversations inside and how I feel warm and fuzzy inside, and that's real to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, so that's why it's like, I really have like I have like a clear opinion of who and what God is, you know? And I appreciate that others are able to find Him and He looks different, but He's the same one. You know what I mean? Because that's where now people interest me even more. Because I see God in them. And in everything they do and what they say. Even when they're not aware. It's so interesting. But anyway, I guess it's also because of my relationship with God. Okay, now it's getting weird. Maybe. I am Maeve. Peace.